Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are building a practical roadmap for you to get into grad school in two of the most mind-blowing fields out there right now, photonics and quantum science.
This quote from the Netherlands Photonics Hub really nails it. We're going to break down the whole process for you, from figuring out which program is right for you, all the way to launching your career in a field that is, and I mean this, literally building the future with light.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about why this whole area is so incredibly exciting. Then we'll tackle that big question, master's or PhD. After that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of your application, figure out how to get it all funded, and finally, we'll look at the amazing places this journey can take you.
Okay, let's dive right in. What is all the buzz about? Why are these fields suddenly this massive magnet for talent, for research, for investment all over the world?
Well, the scope is just huge. Look at this. You've got everything from the cosmic scale with astrophotonics, studying the stars, all the way down to the nanoscale, manipulating individual particles of light. We're talking about building quantum computers, designing new medical devices. It's incredible.
And it's no surprise that the heavy hitters are all in on this. You've got these top-tier universities, these global powerhouses, creating entire schools and centers just to bring the best minds together and see how far they can push the science.
So you're hooked. You see how exciting this world is. Now comes your first really big decision. You have to choose the path that makes the most sense for you and your goals. Is that going to be a master's degree, or are you ready to go for the PhD?
The key thing to get is that they have totally different goals. Think of a master's as a focused 1 to 2 year deep dive to gain specialized skills. It's perfect for jumping into industry or setting yourself up for a doctorate. A PhD, on the other hand, well, that's a much longer journey. It's all about training you to become an independent researcher, someone who can create brand new knowledge from scratch.
So what does a master's actually look like day to day? Well, a program like the PixNet Erasmus Mundus is a perfect example. Year 1 is all about getting that solid foundation down. In Year 2, you get to really geek out and specialize. And it all wraps up with a big 6-month research project that becomes your thesis. It's your chance to prove you can really apply everything you've learned.
Now, let's contrast that with a PhD. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. You can see from this timeline from the University of Rochester that it's a multi-year commitment. Yeah, it starts with coursework, but it pivots fast. You're quickly defining your own research, defending that proposal, and then spending years, literally years, in the lab before you write it all up in a dissertation and defend it.
Okay, so you've picked your path. Let's get practical. How do you actually put together an application that's going to get you into one of these amazing, but pretty competitive programs? You have to think of it as a process, not just a form you fill out. It all starts with really deep research, finding the professors and the labs that are a perfect match for you. Then you gather all your documents and pay attention to those deadlines. They are often way earlier than you think. And be ready for an interview. A lot of schools use them to really get a feel for who you are and why you want to be there.
All right, you might want to screenshot this because this is basically your master checklist. We've pulled together the requirements from a bunch of different programs, and guess what? They all want to see pretty much the same core stuff. This is what you're going to need no matter where you apply.
And here is a piece of advice that is absolutely golden. Please listen to this. Your application is not complete until those recommendation letters are in. So, get your part done 2 or 3 weeks early. This gives your professors plenty of time to write a great letter for you without being rushed. Seriously, don't leave this to the last minute.
All right, now for the $1 million question. Or maybe the $0 question. How in the world do you pay for this? Well, here's the best part, especially for PhD students. You often don't. In fact, you actually get paid to go to school.
Let's just put a real number on the table. This isn't some hypothetical. This is the annual, tax-free stipend, a salary for a PhD student at the Australian National University. And that's on top of them covering your tuition completely. No, it's not a loan. It's a paycheck for doing your research.
And that's just one way to get funded. The options are really diverse. You've got these amazing all-inclusive packages from universities, you've got full-ride scholarships from big international groups like Erasmus Mundus, and there are even special awards from professional organizations like Optical.
So here's the key takeaway, the most important part about funding. You don't always have to go hunting for it. At so many top schools, your application to get into the program is your application for funding. You are automatically in the running for these life-changing opportunities just by applying. So you did it. You pushed through all the hard work, you've got that advanced degree in your hand. Now what? Where does a degree in photonics or quantum science actually take you?
Let's check out the career paths.
For those of you who just fall in love with pure discovery, the academic path is a perfect fit. You can keep that journey going as a postdoc at a world-class research institute, working on cutting-edge science and mentoring the next generation of students.
But if you're ready to take your skills into the private sector, the demand for what you know is global, and it is urgent. I mean, just a quick glance at a job board shows these high-level roles everywhere. Developing new lasers in California, doing R&D in Vancouver, working as an engineer in Tokyo. Your degree is basically a passport.
Or you could land right in the heart of a national innovation hub. Think of a place like the Netherlands, where you have corporate giants, famous research labs, and scrappy startups all working together in this amazing ecosystem, turning pure science into real-world technology.
So, whether you choose a master's or a PhD, your path leads to a frontier that is just packed with incredible opportunities. The future really is being built with light. So the only question left is, what will you build?